Hi guys, James at RampantLionReviews again for you today with another beer review. For this one we are going to kick off with my Polish beer month that I've been planning for you for a while, and this is something I'm very excited about because I've heard very good things about Polish beer, and it's actually taken me far too long to start this series, so I hope you guys enjoy it now that it's finally here. So for this one we are going to go to a place called Olsztyn in the northeast of Poland. Apologies if the pronunciation isn't quite right, and we're going to try a beer from a brewery who are very highly regarded in Poland. So this is Browar Kormoran, and today we're going to have a taste of their Rauchbock. Now if you've watched my channel before, you will know that I love Rauch beers. That was where my love of beer really began, and I also love German Doppelbock. So this beer kind of fuses the two together for me, so I thought where better to start off when it comes to Polish beer. And this one's rated very highly too, 97 on Rate Beer, and as I always say, you don't get that rating for nothing. A shout out in this video as well to Pavel at Piwomaniak. Go and check out his store if you find yourself in Warsaw. Really good selection of Polish beers if that's what you're interested in. But anyway, as is usual with my beer reviews then, I'll tell you a little bit about the brewery. If you do want to get straight to the tasting, just fast forward. All the usual websites are in the video description below. That's the brewery website, the link to my future reviews that I'll do from Browar Kormoran. Hopefully there's many more to come in the near future, and there's all the usual social media things down there, Facebook, Twitter and Untappd. Please follow me on there, and to my viewers in Poland, please do get in touch and let me know some other Polish beers and breweries that you'd like me to have a look at. And I will apologise in advance for any bad pronunciations in this video. As I said, your language is a little bit crazy. It looks nothing like it. It sounds nothing like it looks, and I have to admit I respect people who actually go and learn Polish. It's one of the hardest languages you're going to learn in Europe. But anyway, to tell you about Browar Kormoran. So these guys are based in Olsztyn, which is in northeastern Poland, and this is a city on the Vina River, and apparently it's the capital of the Warmińsko-Mazurskiego voivodeship, and the population today is 175,000, and the town was actually founded back in the 14th century. If you Google it, it actually looks like a very pretty place actually, so hopefully the next time I go to Poland I can actually have a little look at it. It should be really quite nice. But the brewery was founded back in 1993 by Andrzej Olszewski, and the beers are available all across Poland. These guys are apparently one of the better known Polish craft breweries, and they are very highly regarded. Like I said, this beer is rated 97, and a lot of their other ones are very highly rated too. But the brewery are very proud to describe themselves as a regional brewery, and they also aim to promote Warmińsko-Mazurskian regional traditions and products, and that's one of the big marketing points when it comes to their beers. And they apparently also like to stick to ancient and natural brewing techniques, and the brewery, as you may have guessed, is named after the cormorant bird, which is actually used on the brewery symbol, and I'll show you that just in a minute. But as of 2014, their annual production was 50,000 hectolitres, and they have a portfolio of over 30 different beers, and this includes beers of German style, Belgian, American, British and also Czech origin. They're doing a lot of different beers at this brewery. So in their main range, they've got the Weizenbock, the American IPA, the wit beer, the coffee stout and the Rauchbock here. That one of course is part of this range, and they also have their Plon series, and this uses Polish hop varieties that the brewery actually grow themselves. Apparently they started kind of growing their own hops as a marker for their 20th anniversary, and these were all introduced for that. All of these beers that are in this series were introduced for that, so that's a very cool little point about the brewery. And they also have a series of beers called the Weimarian Revolution, and these are inspired by a famous brewer called Hoffman, who is actually seen as the godfather of the region's brewing industry. So it's a very interesting history. As I say, go and check out the brewery website in the video description below, and you can learn a little bit more about that. That's just a very brief overview of the brewery, but let's actually get stuck into this beer. I'm very interested to try it and see what it's all about. So I'll just bring up the camera and let you have a little quick look at the artwork on this one before we open it up. As you can see there, it has the nice Explorer on this one. I believe the right way to say this is Podróże Kormorana, and this is the series of the beer. This is the series of the Browar Kormoran beers that it comes from. As I said, there's about 5 other beers in that series. This one's a Rauchbock. It is 6.5% in alcohol content, and there's a lot of Polish on the back there that I'm not even going to attempt to read because I would butcher the language terribly. You can see that symbol is also on the top of the bottle cap there, but very nicely presented beer, a nice big half-litre bottle. So I guess without further ado we can get this guy open and see how we get on. Very interested to see how my first Polish craft beer is going to turn out. So as you can see, a nice smoky opening on this one, so we'll get out and into the glass. But as I said, I've been wanting to try some Polish craft beers for quite a while, and really you can smell the nice meaty characters off this one as you pour it out. But I've really wanted to do some Polish craft beer reviews for a while, and I actually bought, I think it was 17 or 18 bottles of beer from Piwomaniak, and I've had some nice donations from my friends to the channel for this Polish beer month as well, so I really hope you guys enjoy the series. But as you can see, this beer is poured a really nice, it's actually a very dark kind of mahogany colour. It looks nice. You can actually see a few little bits of sediment floating around in this one. There's a half finger of a frothy, kind of beigey tan head actually. The beer looks really, really nice. If I hold it up to the light, it actually looks really quite red. It's definitely got that nice kind of bock redness to it. I'm not sure how well you can see that in the light, but if I just tip it over here, you can see at this corner of the glass that kind of red colour, and if you put it right in front of the light, the whole beer becomes that colour. But it looks very nice. There's some big bubbles sticking towards the side of the glass and quite a few little ones just going up towards the bottom of the head there. Very, very nice looking beer. You can see the head is just fading away to be a very thin foamy layer. So let's check out the aroma on this one, the Rauchbock from Browar Kormoran. And just on first notice, it really smells more like a Rauch beer than a Bock beer actually. It smells really, really nice. You've got that typical meaty sweetness in this one. Yeah, that almost kind of bacony, barbecuey smoked malt in this one. I wonder if they have actually put Bamberg Rauch malts in this, because it has that really beautiful sweetness to it. Underneath that though, you definitely have, there's a nice bready malt to it, almost like a German rye bread character actually. There's some sweet kind of caramel malt in there, some kind of roasted brown sugars, but that takes quite a bit of a back seat to the nice meaty malt in this one. You can get a little bit more of a peaty malt out of this as well actually. The smoked beers that you get in Scotland tend to have more of a kind of slightly acidic and kind of earthy peaty character that comes out when they're smoked, but this one's got a nice balance between the peat and the meat, I would say. Smells really nice actually. When you sugar it up a bit more, you start to get a little bit of the nice earthy and grassy hop. You can smell some of these sort of nobly hops coming out of this beer. It's actually it's a really nice aroma. This, as I always say with these dark beers, just take a little bit of time and enjoy the aroma. You can pick up a tiny little bit of a red candied fruit ester. That's a bit of the bock element starting to come out. And as you get more used to the aroma, you can also pick out more of these toasted brown sugars, a little bit of treacle. You can really smell the actual fusion between the bock beer and the Rauch beer with this one, and that makes it really quite interesting actually. And if memory serves me correctly, at 6.5%, this one is a bit heavier than the German Rauch beers, the likes of Schlenkerla and Spezial, that you're going to come across. This beer smells really nice, and I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this one. So let's get stuck into this. This is my first beer in the Polish beer month that I'm doing for you, the Rauchbock from Browar Kormoran in Olsztyn in northeastern Poland. Na zdrowie. Oh yeah, that's really nice actually. It comes in with this really nice big meaty smoky character, and then it smooths out and becomes a lot more bready. That's really quite interesting actually. And as I always say, when it comes to trying dark beers like this, sugar it all around your mouth and just let the whole palate adjust before you start and dissect the flavour too much. But on first taste you will notice that big meaty bit coming in, and then it smooths out to be very bready actually. Yeah, very different in the mouthfeel from the smoked beers that I've come across before. You can really pick out the elements of both the Bock beer and of the Rauch beer in this one. It really is quite a bit more bready than some of the other ones I've had. Usually the bread in the Rauch beers, for example Schlenkerla, one of my favourite beers, that it's really just a little bit more subtle. It's more of a meaty and caramelly flavour you get out of this one, but this one has a lot more bread in it than those Schlenkerla beers. It's very nicely done. I love it when you try your favourite style of beer and there's just something different about it. I love big, bready, almost German style beers, and this one's really nice. I would be interested to know if this kind of style of bock beer or Rauchbock is something that's native to that part of Poland, the Masurian area. But it's very nice. I would love to know if this is something that is native to that area. I really have no idea, but they've done it really well. A huge thumbs up to Browar Kormoran in this beer. So yeah, let's dissect the flavour a little bit more. So in the middle of the palate, you're just blanketed with this nice, almost like German rye bread character. It just goes right across the middle of the tongue. I say German bread, but you also get Polish rye bread as well, and Polish bakery is really, really nice, but you've got this nice big bready character in there, a little bit like brown bread. You just get some of these slightly cerealish characters to it, and on top of that you can feel the sweet caramel, slightly toasted. It's not too dark a caramel, it's just a nice light, slightly toasty caramel. It's not really treacle or anything like that, but you can feel that just building on top of the palate there, and then you've got these really nice meaty, smoky characters coming out of the beer. This is really, really nice. Very well done, actually. The meaty characters and the earthiness also blend together really well in this one. You're getting a good mix of these peaty, slightly acidic, smoky characters in this beer, and the nice, more kind of hammy or bacony flavours. There's a lot going on in this beer, so just pay attention to it, and you will start to pick out all these nice elements. But the bready flavours are nicely done. And as your palate starts to adjust to it a little bit more, you start to pick out more of the hoppy flavours. So if you go to the back corner of the palate, you've got these smooth, earthy hops in there. There's no real dryness to the beer around the edge of the tongue at all, actually. There's just a tiny little bit of a kind of slightly floral, grassy hop around the front part of the palate. I think that's these kind of noble hops, but I would be interested to know if there are Polish hops in this one. I suspect there might be, since they're growing their own hops. But they come across with the same character that the likes of the Tettnanger and the Hallertau hops do, I should say. I'm screwing up my letters. I'm talking about how difficult Polish is to speak, and I haven't even mastered English. But this is a very, very nice beer, this one. Make no mistake about that. If you enjoy the likes of Schlenkerla or Spezial, you will really enjoy this beer. It's a really quite different take, actually. There's a good blend of bock flavours in this one. The caramel in this, I think, is a bit more pronounced, and the bready character, especially that kind of brown bready flavour, is a lot more pronounced in this one. But you have the typical things that you expect of the Rauch beer. And what's interesting as well is if you just go behind the front curve of the tongue, you can pick out a little bit of a red kind of candied fruit ester, and that doesn't really come out too much in the regular Rauch beers, but in this one it does, because you've got this kind of hybrid style going on. There's a little bit of a slightly woody and kind of nutty flavour going on in this beer as well, but it's a little bit less pronounced than you would get with the full-on Rauch beers. You can pick up just a little bit of it in this, but that's more the kind of bock side of the beer, I guess, pushing the Rauch beer out. But the flavours in this one go together very well. A huge thumbs up to Browar Kormoran in this one. So basically, when it comes to the flavour of this beer, if you like German bock beers and you like Rauch beers, you're going to enjoy this one. You're going to enjoy this beer a hell of a lot. I've certainly enjoyed trying this one for you, so give it a go for yourselves. In terms of the mouthfeel of this one, I would say this one's quite mid-body. There is actually a little bit of alcohol warmth to it as you go through the beer. It's only 6.5%. Usually a bock, if memory serves right, is somewhere up around 7 or 8%, so it's a bit light on that side, but at the same time it's a little bit heavier on the alcohol content when it comes to the Rauch beers. Normally the Rauch beers are around 5%, if I remember correctly. But there's a nice smoky character from the malt. You've got that nice typical meaty sweetness in this beer. The hops on the palate, on the side of the palate, are very, very smooth at the back. There's a tiny little bit of dryness around the front, and there's a little bit of slightly juicy, fruity character in there. So a kind of candied fruit ester. I always describe it as being like these heart sweets that you get in Haribo Star Mix, and you can get just a little bit of that in the aftertaste of this beer. But really, it's just a very nice, bready, and slightly meaty, and you can get the peaty character coming out of this one as well. Those are the flavours that really linger in this beer, but there are the more complex notes like the woody and nutty flavours in this too. But overall, this is a very, very good beer. So a huge thumbs up to Browar Kormoran for this one. So hopefully I can get hold of some more other beers in the future and review them on the channel for you. If you haven't tried these guys before and you do have them available, I would recommend that you try this one, especially the Rauchbock, if you come across them. I can't speak for their other beers yet, so hopefully I can try those in the future. But yeah, definitely go and try this beer if you like Schlenkerla, or for example Paulaner or Salvatore or Ein or Celebrate or something like that. If you enjoy those types of German beers, you will enjoy this really nice example of Polish craft brewing. So yeah, go and check out Browar Kormoran. Hopefully I can review more of their beers in the future, but as always, please let me know in the comment section below your own thoughts on this beer. I hope you've enjoyed the first review in this Polish beer month. There will be another 28, 29 beers for you actually in this Polish beer month, so I hope you enjoyed the series. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of the reviews, but I thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, all the usual YouTube stuff. Go and check out the social media things, and as I said, if you're watching in Poland, please do let me know some other beers and breweries that you'd like me to have a look at. Once again, thank you for watching, and I will catch you soon. Go and check out Piwomaniak in Warsaw as well, but most importantly, go and check out Browar Kormoran from Olsztyn over in Poland. Na zdrowie just now, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers.